The Totally Rad Show.
This week in movies, we're talking about The Mummy, Tomb of the...
Dragon Emperor?
Dragon Emperor, thank you. It is the third installment in the Mummy franchise.
Theoretically fourth, but Scorpion King.
Well, I don't think you count spin-offs, but...
franchise?
Yeah, that's what you said, franchise.
You said franchise.
You didn't say
maybe.
movie.
Interesting.
Series would be different.
It's the only reason why I brought it up. It's the only reason why I brought it up.
Okay, you're right. Franchise. You're right. So it's the McDowells of... Scorpion King is the McDowells of the McDonald's franchise. No, it's a horrible joke.
That was
horrible. Coming to America, horrible joke.
No.
Okay.
Didn't even make it.
So Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, it stars Jet Li as the Dragon Emperor. He plays the Mummy. Brendan Fraser is back. Maria Bello replaces Rachel.
Oh, that was Maria Bello.
Weiss. And they have a grown-up son this time, and they basically unlock people accidentally unlock the tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and now our fair-weathered adventurers have to fight to.
Can I ask you a question? Having not seen the last one,
I like you saying that.
Interesting that you said grown-up son. Was there a child son?
Child son in the second.
So this
one.
is 30 years later.
I know. It's crazy. This is also a new director. The first two were directed by Stephen Sommers, who, sort of is of that Spielberg, Zemeckis school of filmmaking. And now we have Rob Cohen, who his previous films were Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, which I loved.
Yeah. And we're currently being attacked.
There's a lot of weed whacking happening.
The garage.
What did I say about Happy being back?
He then went on to make Dragonheart, and then Fast and the Furious, and Triple X, and started making these crazy action MTV action movies. So that's the flick. What did you think? You're famous for abhorring the first 15 minutes of the first Mummy and walking out.
This is true.
But you didn't see the second one. What did you think of this third one?
In a summer where we have... Stay with me.
Let's compare it to Dark Knight. Here we go.
In a summer where we have an Indiana Jones movie where the sort of schlocky addition of a son and relative silliness of the plot is being compared to the first Mummy. Kudos to the Mummy team for coming out with a movie that makes Indiana Jones look even better. It's like they wanted to show everyone, look, we can do an even worse version of the schlocky son and cheesy, pointless action movie. I was falling asleep during this. There's going to be plenty of people who enjoy it. It's the thing about it, it's not a bad movie. It's just so paint by numbers, so banal and just pointless. There's no reason to go see it. I mean, there's nice effects and stuff blows up. I'm very disappointed in Maria Bello, who I'm a huge fan of, for even taking this role. Like, why?
Well, I'll tell you why. The last Mummy's made a crap ton of money.
Moolah.
A moolah. A mummy-la. Or mumra. Well, I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Really?
I think that Indiana Jones still was very bad.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't make me feel any different about how bad Indiana Jones was. That said, this movie is also bad. Jesus, really? This now they're landing on the roof, the planes of lawnmowers.
This is not an audio show we're enjoying.
Yeah. So, the movie was really bad. I mean, there were moments of this is a cool concept, I guess. I don't even know, turns into a dragon. I was like, oh, all right. Yetis were interesting, but man, every line was bad. I agree, Maria Bello. I didn't even realize as a fan of Maria Bello, I didn't even realize it was her. I thought it was just, this is some first starting actress that you can pay to play a Rachel Weisz character, The only intelligent thing that I thought they did was that she actually made a kind of joke about the fact that it wasn't Rachel Weisz, which I thought was smart.
I picked up on that.
The very, very first line,
time
she's like, I can honestly say I'm a different person.
Right.
But the whole movie is just like, wah, wah. The kid is horrible.
He's an adult.
I know. He's
he
Brendan
looks
Fraser's
like
age.
He can play Brendan Fraser's father, or
He's
Brendan Fraser can play
He's not good. And you know,
it's like
at the first thing they have the scene,
funny.
which really, for me, fit the tone of this movie perfectly, which was they have clearly, you know, son, other white guy, and red shirts. They die because that's what red shirts are there to do. And the son is somehow affected emotionally by this. And it's like, that to me just nails what's wrong with this movie. It's like, that you wouldn't be. I mean, you're not going to be like, no, you're not going to be like, oh great, I'm glad that that guy I hired yesterday died, but you wouldn't be like, no! And have to be consoled, and I'm gonna go risk my life. I mean, it's like, in that kind of movie, you don't do that. In that kind of movie, you're like, oh, it's too bad Jip didn't make it, but here we are. You know what I mean? Like, it just, that to me proved it was really bad.
Thin ice.
So, I basically agree with you guys. I don't know how I feel about that, about Chip, but I agree with what you guys are saying.
When you guys see the scene, you'll understand.
It's terrible.
What I mean.
It's totally terrible. It did not make Indiana Jones look better by any stretch of the means. In fact,
I know.
I think you guys are disliking Indiana Jones more now than when you did.
That's true.
I agree.
Yeah, we never said that. We've been talking about how the farther away from Indiana Jones we've come, the more we don't like it.
The madder I get when I think of
worse.
them swinging with CG chimps.
Well, yes. I'm more mad not at Indiana Jones for the CG-ness. I'm more mad the more I go away from it.
No, I'm mad that he was swinging with monkeys,
right,
like Tarzan.
But I'm mad that movie was not better written. That there wasn't cooler escapes and drama and peril. And this movie actually does have that. I didn't enjoy it, but it actually does pay lip service to what the genre needs to have happen.
So what's wrong with it then?
Well, none of it's good. But the problem with it is that it does everything that the first Mummy avoided doing, and thus making it a good adventure movie. One of the best. This movie, I mean, the first Mummy is. Well, you've never seen it, so drink after you've seen it. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll be Kool-Aid. The first Mummy is so well plotted, and this Mummy is just weakly constructed bridges between set pieces.
You mean rope bridges?
Rope bridges that fall.
Jeff Bridges?
Not Jeff Bridges doing yoga in Tron 2. And it's just horrible, so, I mean, you know, it is kind of harmless, like, actually, it started out sort of harmless. I was like, you know, at least this movie has spirit that I like. But then, and I was like, it's not insulting me. And then, as it went on, I was like, no, it's insulting me.